wording version of events where Logan Brown simply walked away for privacy and a quiet life. It's tidy. It's sympathetic. It's PR-friendly. But what if that neat story is the cover? What if the real reason Logan disappeared from the cameras is far darker? Pink drinks, leggings, and overpriced trinkets, and one son who refused to be part of it. Conversation. Not a melodramatic shouting match, but a professional critique. Not you hurt people, but this model's margin structure and incentive design exploit the lowest tier recruits. That kind of critique is humiliating to someone who's made a living off charisma and recruitment. For Kody, it's not just rejection, it's professional repudiation. The son who should have been heir apparent refuses to play the role. He refuses to be the face that converts fans into recruits and friends into customers. The fallout? According to sources and our exclusive theory, Kody attempted to pull Logan into the family economy, to make him part of the downline and, in doing so, secure the heir who would carry on the sales machine. But Logan, armed with business acumen and a clear ethical boundary, shut that down. He refused to lend his credibility to a system he saw as exploitative. The refusal didn't just sting, it humiliated Kody. And humiliation in that family dynamic, where image and influence are currency, carries heavy consequences. So Logan vanishes. Not because he wanted a quiet life alone, though privacy may be a welcome byproduct, but because he chose to step off a family conveyor belt that monetizes intimacy. He chose integrity over income, and that choice ruptured the family's financial logic. We'll be digging further into the mechanics of that alleged financial fight, how recruitment-based income could mask cracks in the Brown family balance sheet, how those cracks became personal betrayals, and why a son's refusal to play salesman could lead to permanent estrangement. This story reframes Logan's exit as not a retreat from fame but an expose, a moral and financial indictment of a family economy built on selling dreams. If you want the receipts, the patterns are there. Social posts, product pushes, recruitment language, and the quiet disappearance of one of the family's brightest stars. This isn't idle speculation. It's a pattern recognition exercise with a shocking conclusion. What we've been watching is not a family business so much as a recruitment engine. Stay tuned, because in the next segment, we trace the exact timeline, the social posts, and the specific MLM connections that map out this alleged recruitment network. We'll show you where the money flows, who benefits most, and who pays the hidden cost. Today, we are peeling back another layer of the Brown family mythology, and this time, it's not about drama, jealousy, or polygamy politics. This is about education versus illusion, ethics versus exploitation, and the moment Logan Brown, the eldest son, the one Kody always assumed would inherit his legacy, drew a line in the sand that Kody Brown has never recovered from. Because an MBA doesn't just teach you how to make money. It teaches you how money actually works, and more importantly, how people get manipulated into losing it. And that is where this story begins. The education that shattered the family illusion while Kody was scribbling imaginary property lines for Coyote Pass on a napkin like a man auditioning for Shark Tank with no product, Logan was inside real classrooms learning about business ethics, corporate law, profit, and loss analysis, fiduciary responsibility. What separates a legitimate business from a pyramid scheme? And while Kody was pacing around the rental in Flagstaff, ranting about freedom and leadership, Logan was stepping into the real corporate world, a world where your success is based on measurable results, not charisma, buzzwords, or manipulation. He wasn't selling overpriced leggings in a garage. He wasn't pushing miracle drinks to exhausted moms online. He wasn't hosting Team Inspiration Labs to recruit fans into downlines. He got a real job, with a salary, with benefits, with a 401k. Actual stability, the kind his family had never known. He found Michelle, a partner who believed in the same values: education, independence, career progression, and a life not built on chaos. Together, they bought a modest home in Las Vegas, not a rental, not a pipe dream compound drawn on printer paper, but a paid-for, responsibly financed home grounded in reality. And that stability became the biggest threat Kody had ever faced. The moment the patriarch saw a marketing asset, not a son, now picture the timeline. Ratings are dropping. Moves are expensive. Land debt is rising. And the MLM hustle is getting harder. Kody looks at Logan. Handsome, charismatic, articulate, the golden child. The one fans adored because he acted more like a parent than Kody ever did. And Kody has a revelation. Logan isn't just a son. Logan is a brand. Logan is your next recruitment funnel. Logan is your next sales leader. Logan is the face that can rebuild your collapsing empire. And so the pitch begins. Not a father-son conversation. A sales presentation. Financial freedom. Be your own boss. You're wasting your potential in a cubicle. You could be making thousands a week just by posting online. We'll build generational wealth together. Kody, in full swagger, fully expects Logan to say yes. He believes it's a no-brainer. After all, the rest of the family is doing it. Why wouldn't the eldest join in? But Logan isn't an 18-year-old kid anymore. He's an MBA with real-world experience. He doesn't see freedom. He sees exploitation. The pyramid scheme rebellion. Logan sits across from his father, calm, educated, rational, and dismantles the entire family business model piece by piece. He explains why MLM recruitment collapses without constant exposure. He explains how fame is being weaponized to extract money from vulnerable fans. He explains how the family income depends on illusions, not products. He explains that loyalty and relationships should never be monetized. And in the most devastating blow of all, the theory suggests Logan said something like, "I'm not going to scam the fans for you, Dad." Those words are nuclear. Not because they're rude, because they're true. For a man like Kody, whose entire self-image is built on being respected, admired, and deferred to, this wasn't a disagreement. It was a personal annihilation. This was his oldest son, his presumed heir, calling the Brown family economy a scam. Calling him a scammer. That is the kind of narcissistic injury Kody cannot forgive. And that is why he does not speak Logan's name with anger. He avoids his name entirely. Because Logan didn't rebel with emotion. He rebelled with logic. You can intimidate an emotional child. You can guilt a teenager. You can manipulate a spouse. But you cannot manipulate someone who understands the math. Logan saw the emperor had no clothes, and he said it out loud. The real job shaming begins once Kody realized he couldn't recruit his eldest. Once he realized he couldn't benefit from Logan's popularity. Once he realized Logan had outgrown the circus, he turned to the only strategy he had left, belittling Logan's normal life. For years, fans have watched Kody make snide comments about people who are slaves to their jobs, people trapped in corporate life, people who don't have the freedom of the plural lifestyle. Those comments weren't generic. They were aimed directly at Logan. Because to Kody, Logan's stable career isn't admirable, it's threatening. Logan's house isn't a home. It's proof the MLM dream is a lie. Logan's marriage isn't love. It's stability Kody can't replicate. Logan's life is everything Kody pretends to have, but never actually built. While Logan builds equity, Kody shuffles money. While Logan invests, Kody panics over land debt. While Logan creates a future, Kody tries to resuscitate a failing brand. And deep inside, Kody knows the truth. Logan won. Not with fame. Not with followers. But with integrity. And that is the one thing Kody can never compete with. Today's chapter isn't just dramatic. It's the emotional and financial breaking point in the silent war between Logan Brown and Kody Brown. If the first half of this story was about business ethics and pyramid schemes, this second half is about something far darker. Jealousy, power, money, betrayal, and the moment Logan Brown became the one man Kody could never control. Let's dive deeper. When success becomes a threat, Logan's retirement fund is growing. He has health insurance that doesn't depend on a TLC contract surviving another season. His future is stable and predictable, things the Brown household never was. And that stability? That independence? It burns Kody alive. Because a healthy father feels pride. A narcissistic father feels threatened. For a man like Kody Brown, a child who doesn't need him is a child he cannot use.
No dependency igual a no control.
No control equals no purpose. Logan's very success proves something Kody has spent decades avoiding. Kody's way is not the only way. In fact, Kody's way doesn't work. Every work promotion Logan earns, the financial pressure was suffocating Kody and Robin. And then comes the rumor, the theory floating through the fandom. Kody, in desperation, approached Logan for a loan. The audacity, the hypocrisy. After years of mocking Logan's corporate worker bee life, after trying to rope him into pyramid schemes, after belittling his career, Kody suddenly needed the stability he had made fun of. And he didn't come humbly. He came as a manipulator. Listen, son, this is about family legacy. We just need a bridge loan. You're helping everyone, not just us. This land is your inheritance. Classic guilt tactics. But Logan, the MBA, the man who sees financial patterns like a surgeon reads scans, did the math. And his answer was simple no. Not because he couldn't, but because he wouldn't. Logan saw exactly where the money would go. Not to the family. Not to the kids. Not to Janelle. But to Robin. To sustain a lifestyle that was mathematically impossible. Logan performed a risk assessment on his own father. The result? Kody Brown was a terrible investment. A black hole of bad decisions. Money given to Kody is money gone forever. And Logan was done letting chaos devour his stability. The refusal that shattered everything when Logan declined that bailout, it wasn't just a no. It was a boundary. A boundary Kody has never forgiven. Because in Kody's worldview, giving him money equals loyalty, lending him money equals love, refusing money equals betrayal. So when Logan said no, Kody heard, I don't trust you. I don't believe in you. I don't owe you anything. And that was it. The father-son relationship flatlined. The hypocrisy Logan could no longer ignore. Logan sees everything. Janelle living in an RV or cramped apartments, his siblings struggling financially. The sacrifices his mother made, the years of responsible parenting he had to do in Kody's absence, the emotional labor the wives carried for decades while Kody and Robin live in a mansion surrounded by expensive decor and luxury items they absolutely cannot afford. Logan sees the truth behind the poverty pleading. He sees the contradictions. He sees the exploitation. And his refusal to bail out Kody? It was also a stand for his mother. Why would he financially empower the very man who financially neglected the woman who raised him? Logan isn't cruel. He's protective. He is safeguarding the assets he built for his future family. The moral war, seller versus grifter to Kody. Logan is a sellout. He chose the system. He chose a paycheck. He chose stability. Kody sees himself as a rebel, a man who refuses the mainstream, refuses monogamy, refuses normal jobs, refuses the rules. But to Logan, Kody isn't a rebel. He's a grifter. A man who hasn't had a real job in decades, survives on the emotional labor of women, uses his children's privacy as income, wears expensive watches while pleading poverty, builds mansions while leaving wives in trailers. This isn't just a lifestyle difference. It is a moral divide, one so wide it cannot be bridged. Logan's silent rebellion. Success. Logan never wrote a tell-all book. He never dragged his parents on social media. He never begged for views. His rebellion was quiet, clean, and devastating. He succeeded without Kody. He proved the Brown family chaos was unnecessary. He proved you can have happiness without manipulation. He proved career, clout. He proved stability, storyline. He proved that walking away was the healthiest choice. Logan's existence forces Kody to face the truth. The show didn't make Logan. Logan made himself. And that is why Kody cannot speak his name. The future. What happens if Logan steps back into the spotlight? There is a theory, whispered but persistent, that Logan is quietly supporting Janelle behind the scenes. That while Kody thinks Janelle is struggling, she might be getting help from the son she raised to be responsible. Imagine Kody's rage if he found out Logan is not only refusing to support him, but is financially empowering Janelle, the wife Kody emotionally abandoned. Imagine Kody learning that the real patriarch, the real provider, the real leader is the son he thought he could manipulate. Logan isn't absent. He's operating from the shadows. A patriarch in exile. Protecting the family Kody failed. This is where the story takes a turn so sharp it practically slices Kody Brown's ego in half. Because if you want to understand the depth of the secret war between father and son, you have to understand the pink drink paradox, a contradiction so bold, so symbolic, that it exposes every crack in the Brown family financial empire. The pink drink paradox, and Logan's silent revolution. People ask all the time, if Logan is so fiercely against MLM culture, if he's the one child who saw through the boss babe illusion, then why does he tolerate Janelle and Christine selling the pink drink? The answer is brutal, sobering, and completely logical. Logan understands survival. He knows his mother didn't have a traditional career to fall back on. He knows Christine had decades of unpaid emotional labor that never counted on a resume. They didn't have corporate benefits or retirement accounts. What they did have was a desperate need to escape a man who controlled everything, from finances to freedom to the very idea of independence. So when Janelle and Christine reached for the pink drink, Logan didn't judge them. He saw it for what it was, a lifeboat, a temporary bridge out of Kody's shadow. But for himself? For his future children? Logan draws a line so firm it might as well be carved in stone. He refuses to let the next generation live off supplements. He mocked 9 to 5 jobs. He belittled careers with managers, schedules, and health insurance. He claimed freedom was found in polygamy and entrepreneurship. But Logan saw the truth. Kody's freedom was chaos. Kody's independence was debt. Kody's entrepreneurship was desperation wrapped in delusion. And when Logan chose stability, chose a salary, a retirement plan, a mortgage, Kody couldn't handle it. He had to turn it into something shameful. He had to make Logan feel like a sellout. But Logan didn't flinch. He looked at Kody's mess and walked the other way. The real estate war, a tale of two families. If you want to know who's winning, don't look at Instagram. Look at the housing market. Kody and Robin? Debt stacked on debt. Second mortgages. Tax troubles. A McMansion they can barely maintain. Coyote Pass payments they are drowning in. Their financial life is a house of cards sitting on a cliff in a windstorm. Now, look at Logan. A modest starter home. Purchased wisely. Improved slowly. Financially stable. Growing in value. While Kody was forcing his children to move every 6 months, while screaming about rentals and pretending he was a visionary, Logan was painting walls, planting trees, and building equity. This is why Kody is jealous. This is why he attacks Logan's lifestyle. This is why he can't speak Logan's name without bitterness. Logan isn't just surviving. He built the life Kody always wanted, but never had the discipline to achieve. Today's deep dive takes us into the darkest, most unspoken chapter of the Brown family empire. The chapter that never made it onto TLC. The chapter Kody hoped would stay buried, and the chapter Logan Brown quietly used to dismantle the illusion of his father's power piece by piece. The fall of the king. How can Kody Brown call himself a king when his son owns a castle and the so-called patriarch is renting a trailer that doesn't even sit on the land he promised his wives? That image alone tears Kody apart from the inside. Every square foot of Logan's home, every wall, every couch, every polished countertop is a reminder that the system Kody mocked, the world he rejected, the stability he sneered at actually works. And the freedom he preached for decades? Just chaos wearing a cheap crown. That jealousy is the rot that poisoned everything. It explains the sudden distance, the coldness, the unannounced withdrawals from Logan's life. Kody didn't stop visiting because he was busy. He stopped visiting because he couldn't breathe inside a house built on real work and real ethics, not manipulation and pink drink fantasies. Logan's home was a monument, a shrine even, to Kody's failure. It proved that you can build a life without polygamy, without TLC, without begging fans to support the family business. And more importantly, Logan proved something Kody could never forgive. Integrity beats the grift. Every time. The ethical divide. Logan didn't just walk away from the MLM circus because it was risky. He walked away because it was rotten. He grew up watching the garage fill with unsold inventory. He saw his mother drowning in sales quotas. He saw fans, ordinary, hardworking people, pressured into buying overpriced products just to get a scrap of attention from a reality TV celebrity. Logan didn't need a business degree to see the truth. He felt it. He lived it. To Logan, a job is simple. Provide a service. Get paid. End of story. To Kody, money is money, even if it comes from guilt, manipulation, or a carefully crafted sob story. This moral divide wasn't just a disagreement. It was the beginning of the end. Logan viewed people as human beings, or admit, the moment that changed everything. Coyote Pass was imploding. The brand's funding your delusions. And that is why Kody fears him. Logan is living proof that the Emperor has no clothes, no savings, and no plan. The final blow. The spin-off rejection rumors say TLC approached the adult kids for a next-generation spin-off. And rumor says Logan delivered the first and loudest no. With that one decision, he killed Kody's dream of a multi-generational reality TV empire. The show ends with you, Dad. The exploitation ends with you. Logan is choosing privacy, stability, love, silence. And that silence is the most brutal revenge of all. The epilogue, while Kody stands on Coyote Pass staring at dirt, debt, and broken promises. Logan is building holidays, hosting family gatherings, and quietly becoming the true anchor of the next generation. The king lost his kingdom. The CEO built his own. The cycle breaker won. Not with fists. Not with screaming. But simply by walking away.